Another one is about how to deal with schools that may be, basically fronting this gender ideology in the first place. So tell me about that and maybe others that you want to mention.
Also a very important, I have 2 appendices that have been written by brilliant attorneys who are experts in this field of parental rights. And so one is on schools. And this is not only relevant to parents who have a child currently questioning their gender identity. This is relevant to every family because, you see, radical sexual and gender ideology is being presented to kids at the schools in various contexts. And what you want to do is put the school on notice. Even if your child is only entering kindergarten, you want the school to know that you do not want your child exposed to gender ideology. You want to know about any instance in which this is going to be taught in class beforehand. You don't want your child attending that class. You don't want your child joining any club at school where these things are discussed. You do not give your permission for your child to meet with a guidance counselor without your knowledge, or with any other third party without your knowledge. And you certainly do not give permission to the school to socially transition your child, meaning to use a new name and pronouns. And there are numerous instances that I talk about in my book, and there are lawsuits against schools, not only in blue states, but in red states as well, in which schools are keeping this from parents and placing a wedge between the child and the parents. So this, so I have these appendices that are dealing how you can proactively deal with the school to avoid these kind of scenarios, put the school on alert, know your rights. Parents have a constitutional right to be in charge and direct their child's education and healthcare and mental health care. And the Supreme Court has been very clear on this issue. So parents have to know their rights. Another important appendix that I have there by the same attorneys is on child protective services. Because we know that in some instances, unfortunately, child protective services are being called on families that will not go with the narrative, the gender identity narrative, and they refuse to use the names and the pronouns and take their children to a gender clinic. And this is now being called emotional abuse and medical neglect. So, I tell the story, a terrible story actually, of something that happened, a child being removed for those reasons. So parents have to know their rights. Now, what else do I have? I have an appendix just with basic biology. Okay.